Virgo. Dark Dove Tarot here, wishing you all the best in the new year and moving into February. This reading is for love and relations for February 2017, Virgo. I'm going to give the cards one or two more shuffles here. I shuffled them before I started. As I've stated before, I hope this resonates with you. Also be mindful of your sun, moon, and rising signs, as those can be helpful as well. I also move pretty quick, as I've mentioned in previous videos, so I hope you get something positive and useful out of this reading. Also, feel free to email me or comment below if you have any questions. Let's see what the universe has in store for Virgo 2017 February. Okay, so as usual, we start with the current position for the month. So it would be the current position of February, state of mind, internally, externally, etc. This is basically where you are going into February. So the first card we have is the King of Coins. So the King is strong and valiant, pretty much stable in business, love, finance, etc. But don't forget about the thorns. They're not quick to get mad, but they can lash out if provoked. This person has a wise old soul. I sense this is you wanting commitment, love, no drama, and basically command any room you walk into. Not in a conceited way. This may also be you in the position you're wanting to achieve and strive for. This is what you need to convey in the aspect of a true relationship with no games and a sense of competency. If you are in a relationship, your partner has a new sense of dignity, you'll feel taken care of, or they'll start to feel a strong sense of security from you. Not necessarily financially, because the King is a person of give and take, but in all aspects. So they respect you, they'll continue to respect you. It seems like you are also finding a newfound respect for them and will continue to move on that in the future. So doesn't seem like any of you are harboring any resentment or dwelling on the past, and neither should you. They're not going to deal with childish emotions. You're not going to deal with childish emotions. If you are in a relationship with a King, you want to hang on to this person. They will be loyal and honest. If you're wanting to represent the King, you need to act like one. They may not show their emotions freely. You will get a glimpse here and there, and they will offer security, but in a sense of well-being and relationship peace, not so much in a lovey-dovey, kissy type of way. Although they're working on it, a King is stable and looking for similar qualities, but also looking for a reason to let loose a little more. The King is often patient, and at the moment, if you are playing this part, you're feeling a sense of patience with your partner, and maybe they're a little more lackadaisical about money or work, and if they're more of this presence of the King, they will try and have more patience and appreciate your differences. I'm seeing a lot of you are going to rekindle a past person who was a good fit, but maybe didn't possess the qualities of the King, or maybe, acted a little harsh or emotionless instead of steady and caring. It could have been you or them acting this way, although I feel like a lot of you kind of shut people out in 2016, and now you're starting to get into the nitty-gritty, which is emotions. The outlook for singles is good as well. I'm sensing a lot of you have been through turbulent times in the past year or so. The person has either come into your life, they're headed your way. Again, this person is here to stay. Be cautious about taking things personally, though, because they want what's best for you. And I'm feeling like a lot of you need this influence to get back on track. So if you've been with this person before and you're rekindling it, I get the feeling you're starting to heed their advice and see clearly that they wanted what was best for you in your relationship. Not so much parenting you. I get the sense a lot of you felt kind of like you were parented a little bit. Seems like if you're in a current partnership or relationship, you needed this person to shine through, and now your partner's kind of firing on all cylinders and is starting to truly balance you out. whether you are possessing the qualities of the king or they are. If you're single, you're going to start seeing people come into your life who seem kind of one step ahead. It will feel like they have everything figured out. This isn't always the case. And you'll notice that it's like life lessons. They're a little more humbled in their ways than they have been before. And they understand their own fair shares of up and downs. It's exciting because this is showing a connection without judgment or haste. It's a learning process about yourself and your future prospects or partner. So definitely a good opener for February. The next card we have is kind of the challenge card, or anything that may affect this outcome, negative or positive. Generally, the challenge card is what it says, a challenge. So you have the Knight of Coins. And this card is actually perfect for the challenge position because he or she represents stubbornness, and I know some very stubborn Virgos. This means many of you are perfectly aware of your spending habits, your emotions, your lifestyle, your constant planning, but it's not always conducive to being in a relationship or even being single and meeting potential lovers. This card literally embodies someone who knows changes are needed and are going to make it happen, but maybe with a little bit of dragging of the feet. If you're in a relationship, either you or your partner is being methodical and making the changes this year, saving up for the new house, kids' college educations, retirement, etc. If you're single, you're meeting people who go to bed before midnight, work out twice a week. Again, this could be you or your partner, but I sense a lot of you are finding more stable relationships or dating prospects. For couples, you fell in love or they fell in love with someone who is their opposite, and that's been great. So one of you is now learning how to live more and let go of stability and the need to be in control, and the other person has the new task of learning to be more responsible financially, keeping their emotions in check, having adult conversations instead of maybe, rants or raves that were the norm before. So this is great. I don't see either party getting angry or harboring any judgments right now, just trying to, fit in each other's shoes. So if you're single, this is realizing there are more ways than one to live a successful and fulfilled life. I feel like you're meeting people with priorities you haven't had before. Like you're teaching them new things and they're teaching you new things. All in all, these aren't challenges. They're more like learning curves, but the outcome is wonderful. I don't feel any resentment no matter which end you fall on. It feels like everyone is kind of open for the change and starting to see and improve their own behaviors. A lot of you were closed-minded and pretty sure you were right in the past and very focused. And this didn't work so well. So now you're taking a look at your mushy insides, kind of your needs of the heart, and a little less practical and strategic approach this month. So that's excellent. The next card we have, again, is the past. I always kind of like to delve into the past a little bit to remind you of what to keep out of your future and what to hold on to. So you have the Eight of Swords. And again, this is, relationships past or things that you've been in before. This hits a lot of people close to home. This card is the distant past position, meaning a lot of you had self-doubt, low self-esteem, but you were imprisoning yourself in a relationship with feelings of no self-worth. A lot of you stayed in relationships that kept you down, didn't make you feel deserving. What's interesting is I feel like this mimics a lot of your relationships with your parents or a parent, maybe a sibling or a relative. So I'm seeing sons and daughters who weren't good enough no matter what they did. This in turn is something you've kind of forced into your relationships and harbor the same energy. So you stick. Like that's exactly it. You're afraid of failure, and staying is better than saying you couldn't hack it. Please. I mean, we've all got to start pushing for the best in ourselves. So family's who we surround ourselves with. I've let a lot of family go in my life because they didn't treat me well. They weren't healthy to be around. And I'm getting a lot of people who are hurting, not just in love of relationships, but like a lot of family angst. A lot of people who felt like they weren't good enough, and you are good enough, so you've got to let that go. It's them, not you. I mean, first you have to let it go, but you have to choose to consciously let it go. You can say let it go all you want, but you have to mentally decide you're letting it go. Then you have to express your pain and your responsibility in it. So, you know, a lot of people will write down things that maybe are too hard to bear or they really just need to let go of. And then, you know, I've learned in the past that if you write those things down and you cut it up or burn it or, you know, flush it down the toilet, that helps a lot as well. So a lot of you need to stop playing the victim because you're not the victim. You're stronger than that. And then it's a good thing to start writing down, you know, positive things instead of the negative. So I've learned that writing and doing a positive and negative helps. And then cutting up the negative, burning it, doing whatever you need to do helps a lot. And pat yourself on the back. Like, literally take the time to do the gesture and pat yourself on the back. It helps. So I think each month remembering the past and taking care of it is so important. I mean, everyone who says they don't live in the past or they don't let the past hurts affect them or they don't have any regrets, it's not true because everybody has some form of regret and everybody has some past demons that come up, you know, from time to time. Something may push you in that direction. Maybe you don't remember something from your past, or maybe it hasn't affected you for a long time, and then your partner or somebody you meet says something, and boom, all of a sudden you're remembering this fear from 10 years ago. So, again, ask the universe, you know, gods, goddesses, etc., whatever you believe in, ask them to stand by you. Believe me, they have your back, and you will receive it, but you have to ask for it loud and out loud. So, I mean, that's just something that's super, super important. So the next card you have is going to be your most recent past. Let's see what's been going on the past few weeks. So here you have the Three of Wands, which is better, much better than your distant past. Looks like a lot of you are taking this new year by the horns. The Three is planning and partnerships. Virgos are very good at planning, as we know, but not great about asking for advice all the time. So this card kind of urges you that any projects you've had on the back burner be brought to front and center. Start talking to different people and gathering advice. This card shows in the past few weeks you've been believing a little more in yourselves and others, which is important because I know Virgos can have a hard time believing in other people as well. Whether you're single or partnered, this is you being you and not letting fear of past relationships or the fear of love or finding something good in work, family, anything get in the way. You're making progress in letting go and making changes. So this is a great immediate past. This card means defying the odds. Looks like the past few weeks you're pressing on, looking at things clearly. Again, last month I had mentioned, you know, open your eyes. And it seems like a lot of you have started to do that. And you're seeing more clearly. The fog is lifted. So whether you're in a relationship and adding to your family, or either one of you are finding a new job, planning a vacation, it's like you're setting things in motion. The wheels are turning. If you are single, you're coming out of treacherous waters and moving towards calm waters with a lot less drama, because I sense quite a bit of singleton drama at one point or another in the past. So the next card we have is the future, but in time, distant future. So that's excellent. You have the Empress, and this is wonderful. So the Empress is love and relationships in so many ways. Caring, a caretaker. This person will be coming in with love and abundance, nurturing qualities. Above you can see a lot of you have been acting like the king, and this is a wonderful person for you. This is a person who will love your planning, your organization to a fault. They will love you for you. And show you how to emotionally connect. So, I mean, let's face it, Virgos have the sense that they know what's best in a lot of situations, which is not a bad thing, but it can come across less loving, less sincere, less emotional. So this person that's coming in is going to surround you with warmth and kindness. Again, this is your distant future, so this isn't in 2 weeks. This is probably in the next month or two. They're going to tell you silly jokes and help you let loose. A lot of laughter. They're going to show you unconditional on so many levels. It's crazy. This person is a motherly figure. So this may be a person you want to spend the rest of your life with, have kids with. If you're in a relationship now, these qualities will start coming out more and more in your partner. Whoever isn't the king in the relationship, above more, will likely possess a more nurturing emotional side of the relationship and start releasing that energy. They may try to hug you a little too often. Just enjoy it and relish it. They may tell you good things almost to the point of cheesy, but soak it up, because things are not always roses in relationships. There's no facade hidden here either. It's like a genuine influence. And it looks like a lot of you have been longing for the genuine for a while. So the next card is your immediate future. And you have the Three of Swords. So this honestly is kind of a tough card to swallow. Tough pill to swallow. Because it's not a great card. As we saw above, some of you are acting as kings, which is great. Some of you are meeting or are behaving as empresses. However, this doesn't sit well with some of your partners. It looks like there's some heartbreak in the immediate future for some of you. Not many of you will split, but some of you will. It seems like after a lot of the dust has settled from your spinning wheels of 2016, some of your significant others were happier having you locked into a position of self-doubt and lacking self-awareness, and you're breaking free of this. Many of you are saying, bye Felicia, kicking your partners to the curb. Maybe with Valentine's coming up, you're refusing to let that illusion give you rose-colored glasses. I mean, wow, Virgo, many of you are cutting through the nonsense and ending things that are not working for you. I see some of you even ending the dating game and going back to someone you loved, someone you've been thinking about a lot. This card can be harsh, but it's a rebalance of your life. This is literally cutting out the crap and going forth as the king, but without being conceited, just being healthy. So a lot of you are online dating or looking for something, but in reality, the grass isn't always greener, and you're going to find yourself going back to somebody you truly felt love with and realizing you played a part in the downfall as well. Others of you will be ending unhealthy relationships and moving on without looking back. It's as if Virgos know a really good future awaits, and they're not going to let anything get in the way of that. So you're just cleaning up messes, planning for the future. Singletons will be looking at sites that are different than the norm, meeting people in ways that do not lead to, one-night stands or people pretending that they want the same things as you, but they really don't. No more games. If you want to be taken seriously, you need to be making serious choices. You'll get what you put out there. If you come across as wanting a fling, you will get a fling. If you come across as emotionless, you're going to get someone who doesn't care either. Be a reflection of what you want. Again, this is only for some. I see a lot of relationships had a heart-to-heart and hard conversations last month. And they're sailing smoothly now into positions of the kings and empress above. But for some, there are going to be endings, and it's just you cleaning house. So it's been a really positive read. I'm going to get a clarifying card really quick, just because, this is a pretty harsh card, and everything has been so positive, and I still feel positive about it. So I want to get one more card involved, so we can see what's going on, and I can clarify a little bit. So I'm going to clarify this. Perfect. Okay, so you have the Nine of Cups, which is excellent. This is right on track with where I thought you were heading, and with the Empress card for your distant future. So after you clean house, you will feel bliss and a sense of fulfillment. This card is pleasure. So get past the nitty-gritty, and you'll feel wonderful. Go tell the person you've been missing you love them. Do it in the name of Valentine's if you have to. This month is great because you can hide behind the chintzy lovers month, the one day that some people dread and others use to their advantage. So if you need to, call up that ex-lover and say, hey, what are your plans for Valentine's Day? Let's go do something fantastic. You're going to find someone who truly wants something good in their lives. So whether it's the partner you're with right now, hug them a little more than necessary, or they will be hugging you a little more than necessary because you both can. Again, you're still on the right track. So the next card is going to be your future external factors. And we have the King of Wands. So this is perfect. or excuse me, the Knight of Wands. And this is perfect. Be the knight. Be energetic and charming. Virgos can be oh so charming and can be extremely cute even when they don't try. So you're glowing, you're showing, do something cheesy, buy a big balloon for somebody you love because, well, again, if you need the reason, use St. Valentine. Externally, you're surviving and thriving and it's coming out of your pores. The knight believes in themselves, treats people well, not only treats people well, but shows them. So if you're going to reconcile with somebody, make it over the top. If you're single, be a little more edgy in the romance department. If you're coupled, book the couple suite, hire a sitter because things are going to get too hot for home. So this knight is smiling from ear to ear and ready to mingle. This is an excellent card. It does heed the warning of not getting carried away. So don't be reckless. Don't lose all abandon. Be wary of others' feelings and don't get swept up to the point where you're not thinking clearly. You know, make sure the nostalgia of Valentine's Day is not creating any regrets, too much bubbly. Don't get married by Elvis in Vegas unless you really want to and you've thought about it. Overall, I don't see it being a big issue for anybody, but again, this card does say, you know, don't get carried away. Make sure you're looking at it clear, looking at all the situations clearly. So the next card you have is internal factors. Ooh, and you have the Ten of Swords. So this card, if it's external, is not good. It generally means, you know, illness, tragedy, etc. But this is internal. So this card is for those of you who choose not to make any changes. This card can be bad and the conclusions of it can be devastation. However, that's usually external. This means if you stick to what makes you unhappy and you don't start communicating with people you love, you will get hurt and you will spend a lot more time unhappy and you will have nobody to blame but yourself. So this card means if you're feeling the new king and the knight and you're letting go, continue to do that. Stop letting things creep back in. No self-doubt, no pity, no undeserving feelings. Do not let this ugly hand crush you. This is the victim card internally, and you can choose to give in or you can fight for your life for what you deserve. This will not taint your possibilities. If you're in a relationship and you choose to stay in it, it's because the good outweighs the bad and both partners are getting what they need. If you're single, don't let insincere people online and crap get you down or hinder your ability to find somebody. Do not doubt that you deserve love because you will find it. No Virgo should play the victim and you are the only one who can fight this internal battle. So if you're going to rekindle past love, don't get clammy hands or cold feet. If it's truly what you want, take a chance. And if it doesn't work, then or they're not in a place to reconcile, you're no worse off than you were now. And you know that these possibilities are here regardless. So this card feels like a test to see what you're made of internally. Virgo, I implore you to see what you have inside yourselves because the universe, me, and everybody else is rooting for you. So don't let this card keep you down internally. So the next two cards are your hopes or fears and the outcome. So you have the Five of Swords and you have the Queen of Coins. Okay, so as you can see, the Five of Swords plays more into your fears. This is defeat. This is someone who tries to change but believes they will lose. You will win, so stop going on living in fear because you are going to win. I can feel it. I believe it with all of my heart. I know a lot of Virgos who say they don't live in fear because Virgos don't show that they're fearful and they can pretty much take on anything, but most humans are scared from time to time. This is such a good time for you. There's this overwhelming feeling that this is your time to shine. You will make it happen, or the universe will push you to make it happen, and you have to recognize what is working for you and what is not. So this kind of goes along with this. If you truly need to change, you will. If you don't, as far as relationships, etc., and even being single, this is the bliss that you will find. This card means also that you need to give what you want to receive. So this goes for both singles and couples. Put more effort in your relationship and put out what you'd like to receive and be that person as well so you can get it back. Singletons, don't look for someone who seems to be too good to be true. Don't go looking for the perfection because you know you aren't. So look for somebody you can connect with on a deeper level than looks or money. The outcome is the Queen of Coins, and it's perfect. So much like the Empress above, this represents love and acceptance. Technically she's below, but above in the spread. This means you're destined to find somebody who accepts you and loves you. You will let this person in a little further than you're used to. This will be uncomfortable at first, but then a freeing feeling, and following there will be stability and security. At the end of February, you are going to be on the right track to finding something special in 2017. Make sure you're watching out for gold diggers and fakes, because I get this weird sensation that some of you have met some really interesting people along the way, especially for people who are single. Keep your wits about you. I do get the sense you've been meeting, good people recently. So just hone in on what has made them special and what you like about them. Whether it's the feeling you get when you're with them, maybe the little pleasantries. Again, maybe they're a little over the top, romantic, cheesy, but that's kind of what you need right now. So you'll be able to get down to the nitty gritty and recognize someone who's genuine. And this is really heartwarming. And I think Virgos deserve it, because a lot of times you seem to get the raw end of the deal, and this is looking good for you. So I'm feeling really positive about that. So 2 things I wanted to do. I wrote a wish down for every sign, and I just kind of want to light it and move it into the universe so that we can have that there. For Virgos, I'm having a hard time getting it to stand up. For Virgos, I wished nothing but positivity, that you meet somebody really genuine, because I think that's what Virgos need, because Virgos tend to be pretty genuine. And I really, really, really hope that, that's what you get, because again, I feel like Virgos have kind of gotten the raw end of the deal, and you really deserve it. And I think 2017 is going to end up being much better than 2016 for you. Then, so we'll light this and let this kind of float off into the universe. Then I have these chintzy little Valentine cards. So there it goes off into the universe. And that is my love wish for you, for meeting somebody genuine, good, wholehearted. So hopefully that comes true for you. So to end this, I have these love cards for February, and you have hug a lot, especially when you're in crowded places. So I think that's excellent advice. You should heed it. Have a fantastic Valentine's Day. Have a fantastic February. Beginning of 2017, Virgo, you definitely deserve it. And you're headed in the right direction. See you next month.